Welcome back my gentle people, this is Corner Stories and today we have one story with multiple updates and a questionable response post from the original poster's wife. So strap in for the wild ride. So let's get into it and I hope you enjoy. AITA for punching my wife's best friends after she touched me inappropriately. Hey everyone, Lurker here. I've tried posting this from a different account, however it did not work, so I hope this works. I've, 35M, been with my beautiful wife, 34F, for close to 10 years. We have no kids as of now. My wife's best friend, Amy, has been friends with my wife for about 15 years, all throughout college where I originally met my wife. Me and Amy haven't ever been the best of friends, however we've been cordial for the sake of my wife. I've always found her to be obnoxious, loud and entitled. The kind that inserts herself into any and every conversation, whether that be on a night out with friends or a private conversation. For example, myself and my best friend were talking about fertility issues in his marriage during a dinner with our longtime friends. We were quiet enough so that nobody could hear us over the chatter, yet she found a way to be nosy and make a comment on how she would kill herself if she couldn't do the one thing a woman was made to do. This pissed off my best friend, Max, and his wife to the point where they excused themselves and left early to go home. Now on to the actual situation at hand. Amy's boyfriend, Khalid, had left her due to her annoying personality. I think it was more of a build-up, but what set him off was when Amy purposely did not feed their dog while he was on a work trip because he was sleeping while she was drunk and calling him to collect her. That's only the tip of the iceberg. Amy has always been weird with me. She has constantly tried to DM me on Instagram, trying to make conversation about gossip in our friend group or completely random things. I have always ignored her. My wife has always seen past her strange behavior. She refused to believe her dearest best friend would have ill intentions. Anyway, after their breakup, Amy came over to our house to see my wife. My wife was feeling ill on this day, so she took pills to help her sleep and fell asleep in a matter of an hour. I could not ask Amy to leave in the state she was in, so for my wife I suggested she could sleep in the guest bedroom. She agreed and went to bed. I was in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner and she waltzed into the kitchen with nothing but undergarments on. She acted shocked and claimed she didn't know I was still in the kitchen. I felt extremely uncomfortable and decided to call it a night. However, she started stripping and approaching me, telling me how my wife doesn't have to know and she's seen the way I've looked at her. I was completely baffled and told her she's gotten the wrong idea and to be ashamed to do this to her own best friend while I try to scurry out of the kitchen. However, she practically leaped in front of me and touched my privates. Without a second thought, I hit her. I know I could have easily pushed her, but in the moment I panicked and punched her in the face. Her eye was left bruised. She started wailing, enough that my wife woke up and stumbled in the kitchen to see her best friend, naked and bruised. She then went on about how I tried to SA her and that I'm a disgusting human being and she should divorce me. I snapped back that she approached me, naked, and a rejection wasn't enough for her to back off, so I punched her, hence the bruise. My wife didn't say anything. Instead, she fainted and I immediately brought her to the hospital. My wife is now okay but refuses to talk to me about what happened. On the other hand, Amy has now accused me of attempting to have sex with her in our friend group. The majority of people don't believe her, but there's a few who live by always believe a SA accusation. The other half told me I fucked up by punching her and fueling this anger. Amy has ruined my life. I'm afraid my wife will divorce me and this goes to court. I don't know where to go from here. What do I do? Where do I go from here? Any advice is appreciated. Edit. I know this story sounds absurd and I wish it were fake, but it is not. The unnecessary details were brought in to point an overall picture of her character. I guess it is worth mentioning my wife feels like she owes her life to Amy for getting her out of an abusive household when they were teenagers. They are practically like sisters. Amy was also not drunk. Edit 2. A few things I would like to clarify to avoid confusion. Amy claims to have gone to the kitchen to get a glass of water not knowing I was still there. She then claims I took advantage of her. This incident happened at approximately 3 a.m. It is now 8 a.m. She came up with this story and posted it in our group chat right after she went back home. Majority of our friend group have to get up early for their responsibilities, hence how this misinformation has spread like wildfire. I have been getting individuals' DMs on advice and opinions since, where I've concluded the majority are on my side. Some say I shouldn't have punched her and the rest believe her. My wife has been up all night and refuses to talk to me. I have not tried to push her to talk to me. For now, she needs time to process it. Comments and replies from OP. I'm contemplating on texting her ex, Khalid, who left her, and try asking him if she's done anything similar to his knowledge. He may be able to make my story more believable based on a factual pattern of behavior rather than word against word. Just not sure if it's a good idea. Comment 1. It might be a good idea to talk to a lawyer and find out what sort of evidence you would need to take her to court for defaming you. Perhaps get an action plan together with a lawyer who has experience in this before you go reaching out to people like her ex for help. If it takes an unexpected turn, you will have an action plan and also somebody to advise you. You might be able to get her to publicly retract the story if she's faced with something like a lawsuit. Don't go easy because they're making you feel bad about punching her. She SA'd you and now she is making very serious false accusations against you. This isn't schoolyard gossip kinda drama, this is somebody committing actual crimes. Comment 2. I can't believe his wife of 10 years, whom he always said that the best friend was shady, would believe this best friend over her husband. OP's response: I try to understand her really. She has known Amy longer and Amy has helped her get through pretty deep stuff in their teens. I know my wife has her reasons for reacting the way she did. But it is getting tiring trying to compete with her best friend. Update, 12 hours later. First of all, I want to thank everyone for their support, input and advice which I have used profusely in this situation. On the other hand, a lot of people thought this story was fake or some sort of gross fantasy. It was not. I am still suffering the aftermath of what has happened. I have not slept nor ate since. For the people who proceeded to say I should have had sex with Amy or DM'd me calling me a sicko, I truly hope you find peace in your lives. And to the comments calling me an which were interestingly mostly from men, I truly hope you treat the women in your life with the same respect and equality they deserve. Now on to the update. A lot has happened in the past 9 hours. Someone made a suggestion to text Khalid and so I did. Khalid was just as distraught as me and admitted that this was in fact, not the first time she has screamed SA, just like some of you had suspected. She has threatened to scream SA to use Khalid to stay in the relationship with her. He got out of it by installing cameras without her knowledge and contacting a lawyer in case she went through with her claims. This worked in my favor. He was very supportive and sympathetic. I confronted Amy with all the fallacies in her story and mentioned the existing evidence Khalid still had if she was interested in taking her claims to the court. She panicked and told me no. Apologized and said she wasn't in her right mind after the breakup. I got her to admit this in the group chat as I am not interested in false rumors spreading about me in case someone was still unsure of the situation. She shortly left the GC and has cut off contact with everyone. In other words, has become unreachable. I explained to my wife what had happened. She had seen all the messages with her confession anyway. My wife told me she genuinely didn't know who to believe and was contemplating divorce in that moment. I was heartbroken. I told her I needed time to process everything that had happened in the past 14 hours. I will be sleeping in the guest bedroom tonight. I am happy she believes me now, but it doesn't sit well with me that it took an actual confession out of Amy for my wife to side with me. I have been with my wife for 10 years and would expect her to know me better than that. But at the same time, she didn't know Amy was capable of something like this in 15 years. My marriage has definitely taken a hit with this situation. Although, I love my wife and have seen past every other time she has defended Amy, this situation is something I can't get over overnight. I thank you all for helping me navigate this situation. Edit, I am very aware and understanding of my wife's situation. She feels indebted to Amy and there's definitely power play at hand. However, my wife has laughed off the incident and dismissed the fact of how traumatizing it was for me. She still refuses to see Amy as the villain and is blaming it on the emotional heartbreak of her breakup. Comments and replies from OP. Comment 1. I think if you stay with your wife, it should be stipulated that Amy is out of your lives forever. If not, I personally don't think your marriage can survive. OP's response, I agree with you. I could not move past that. I will let yous know what happens with myself and my wife. We're currently figuring things out. She is begging me not to talk to a lawyer, but I will not budge. Amy has done enough damage. Comment 2. Wait, so she was contemplating divorcing you over Amy's say so, but she is also trying to convince you to not file charges on Amy even though she accused you and others of SA? Your wife is in love with Amy. She is afraid of losing Amy but not her partner of 10 years. Please leave, you deserve a better partner. Update, 2 months later. So it's been a bit over 2 months since the incident occurred. Needless to say, it's been a hectic 2 months. In short, my wife's best friend, Amy, forced herself onto me. I hit her, she accused me of SA, wife believed Amy until she was backed into a corner and confessed to the truth, wife didn't give much importance when it came to me and proceeded to laugh it off and call it a big misunderstanding. Now for the actual update, I tried to make it work. I really did. For 2 months I tried to brush it off and dealt with wife still having frequent hangouts with Amy and telling me about them all excitedly as if her own best friend didn't just try to have sex with me. However, the last straw was a few days ago where my wife was telling me how her and Amy are planning a trip to Greece for the summer holidays and how she can't wait to finally have a break from life stresses. I simply said nothing and walked away from her. She followed me and asked me if everything was okay, and I straight up told her how I can't believe she would dismiss the fact that Amy accused me of rape when in actual fact she forced herself onto me, and how when it came to Amy, she believed her and was willing to divorce me on the spot, but when it came to me, she brushes it off and continues to have her girly hangouts with the very friend who tried to destroy our marriage. I blatantly told her she doesn't care for me. My wife started bursting into tears and had the audacity to ask me at that again. Why can't you just get over it? I don't know why I thought she would have listened now. I had enough at that point and told her we're getting a divorce. Walked away and started to pack my suitcase as she tried her hardest to stop me. Pulling my shirt, hitting me, throwing things, going from calling me names to begging me to stay. I walked out and am now staying at a hotel while her and her family blow up my phone. I don't know what to do. Update: my wife seems to have found this post and put the pieces together. I may have to terminate this account. Update 2: I'm not terminating this account. There's comments about my wife looking for quote-unquote sugar daddies on her Reddit. This is absolutely bonkers and I'm heartbroken. Also planning on going home to make this divorce official. Here are a few relevant comments. Nothing. You did the right thing, and if this woman is so okay with false SA accusations, then the best is for you to communicate with her only through lawyers. About her family, text them as a group, explain the situation and tell them you're open to be supported, but after trying for months you're done with the marriage and won't accept being pushed on this respect. I'm sad for what happened to you and frankly angry that the friend got what she wanted. Comment 2. I think it's also important to note that it's not just false allegations but that Amy did lay hands on him, he was assaulted and his wife basically did nothing to support him. Now we have a post that is supposed to be from the wife, but I can't confirm the validity of it. I've added it here just in case it turns out to be relevant. Wife's post from the same day. Honestly, the lot of you can piss off. Stop harassing me. Yes, I am here, your celebrity. Connor deserved every bit of it for hitting Amy in the first place. She was under the influence. Anyway, Amy confessed, so what was there to discuss? I thought we were good until he became a crybaby again. God, people are so dramatic. That is the end of the post, and it was later deleted along with a bunch of other posts related to the wife seeking sugar daddies. There was also a comment on the original poster, which claims to be the wife. This comment was attached to the last update from the original poster. Wife's comments in the last update post. He's not going to leave me, lol. Can't believe I found your Reddit, Connor. You guys are hilarious. Shut up. Hi Connor. Proudly so, if anything, B deserves it. And that is all we have of that story. It was a wild ride and I really hope OP gets away from these women. Both the wife and her friend Amy are cut from the same cloth. OP needs to protect himself. If the comments and posts from the person claiming to be the wife are real, she is clearly mental and needs to not be in a relationship with OP. And that is the end of the story. That's it guys, this is where I will leave you. I hope you enjoyed the stories I had for you. I certainly enjoyed them. Please be sure to drop a like or a comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I will see you. Corner Stories signing off.